What if the fate of the next Lakers dynasty hinges not on star power or flash, but on something far more fragile timing, chemistry, and a single pivotal roster move? What if beneath the glitter and gold lies a storm of tension that could either forge a new empire or shatter this team's last hope at glory? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. Now, let me take you deep inside the turmoil rocking this Lakers squad, because make no mistake, they are standing at a crossroads more dangerous than anything we've seen in recent years. You heard the whispers, the headlines, the scoops, Lebron. And the Lakers aren't nearly as harmonious as the highlight reel suggests. ESPN reporters Ramona Shelburne and Brian Windhorst have laid bare what everyone hoped was just media noise. A real rift, a feud that casts a dark shadow over the season, possibly the last one they share. The reports are piling up fast. Insiders like Jovan Duha insist there's palpable tension at the highest levels, a team not firing on all cylinders, and even voices from rival cities, like a Phoenix Suns insider, hinting that the Lakers want to move on from LeBron sooner than anyone expected. The headlines aren't just speculation anymore. They're a storm closing in, and the fans feel it in their bones. In this crucible of uncertainty, what's the Lakers' masterstroke to silence the doubters and mend the fragile core? The answer, I believe, lies in trade deadline magic. The Lakers must lock down their biggest void, a genuine 3-and-D wing. Look at the roster, it's glaring. Jake LaRavia might be a future version of that, but he's still a question mark and not a guarantee. Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, they show flashes, but none fit the mold of the consistent, sharpshooting, lockdown wing this team craves. Developing one through the draft could happen, but it's a long game, and this moment demands more immediate answers. The reality? Proven 3-and-D wings are in BA gold, rare and expensive no matter where you look: free agency, trades, or the draft. So can the Lakers realistically find one without mortgaging their future or talent pool? Today, we dive into 4 trade scenarios, scaling from modest to ambitious, each a blueprint for addressing this gaping need without sinking the franchise. Starting small, there's a whisper about Portland's Matisse Thybulle. Not a perfect fit offensively, but defensively? When healthy, he's a game changer. Over the last 3 seasons, he's shot a respectable 36.3% from 3, and his defensive chops are elite, covering 1 through 3, nearly 3 steals per 36 minutes. A defensive menace who could wreak havoc in the Lakers system. Pair him with playmakers like Luka Doncic or LeBron, who can set him up for open corner threes. And suddenly a wavering shot becomes lethal. What would it cost? Likely an expiring contract like Gabe Vincent or Max Christie, plus maybe a second-rounder, nothing earth-shattering. And Portland might bite given Matisse's recent injuries and expiring deal. It's a low-risk gambit, a spark plug for the Tambit. Defense that could bring some stability to a shaken squad. But the Lakers' appetite could be bigger. Next up, Toronto's OG Anunoby, a younger, durable 25-year-old who logged 64 games last season, never dipping below 59 games in his career. He's the very definition of 3-and-D, knocking down 40% from deep on 4 attempts per game last season, while routinely taking the toughest defensive assignments league-wide. His blend of youth, shooting, and lockdown defense fits perfectly with the Lakers' timeline and needs. Still, Toronto faces payroll crunches with big contracts tied up in their core, which might make Anunoby trade bait if they can't re-sign him. Getting him won't be cheap, a future first-round pick swap. Their only tradable second-round pick and an expiring contract. Again, think of Gabe Vincent or Max Christie would likely be the floor. Maybe there's room to sweeten the pot with another player, though that borders on pushing the Lakers' limits. Regardless, Anunoby's blend of skill, youth, and defensive tenacity could anchor the Lakers' wing for years to come. But what about going bolder? The Chicago Bulls might be the next stop, targeting not just one but 2 pieces, Isaac Okoro and Jalen Smith, Okoro brings steady 3-and-D ability, shooting just over 37% from deep over the last few years, and known for his corner shooting, while Smith offers front-court versatility, a potential upgrade at backup center or power forward depending on matchups. The chemistry of adding both could provide a depth and defensive boost desperately needed on the Lakers bench, blending youth and upside in a package headline by expiring contracts and a future first-round pick swap or two, plus a second-rounder. Okoro is only 24, athletic, improving, and fits well alongside Luka and LeBron's playstyle, making him a tantalizing target. These kinds of deals might not steal headlines, but could quietly shift the Lakers' trajectory. But then there's the elephant in the room, Andrew Wiggins. The most talked about wing on the trade block, the best proven 3-and-D option arguably, available to the Lakers. Yet Wiggins brings his own complex calculus. At 30 years old, he's in what should be his prime years. A career shooter hovering around 38% from three, a proven defender even if some argue his intensity has waned. The tools are unmistakable. Offensively, he's a reliable 15-plus point scorer, capable of stepping up to 18 points a game, and versatile enough to guard multiple positions, making him the dream target to pair beside Luka in a contending core. The rub? Pat Riley's Heat hold all the cards, setting a steep asking price. To land Wiggins, the Lakers would almost certainly have to part with either Rui Hachimura or D'Angelo, Russell along with some expiring contracts and draft assets, though never both Hachimura and Russell in one deal, in my view. Wiggins' contract, while not terrible, doesn't perfectly align with the Lakers' timeline $28 million next season, rising to around $30 million thereafter, and he might be a 2 or 3 year rental rather than a long-term cornerstone. Still, if the price drops, he's exactly the kind of player that turns speculation into hope. So here's where it all spins on a razor's edge. The Lakers need this piece to quell the rumors, to reset the narrative, and to give LeBron and the support they deserve in what could be their final title run together. But what if no deal comes together? What if the price is too steep, the risk too high, or the relationships between front offices frayed beyond repair? The stakes couldn't be higher. The Lakers must navigate a minefield of internal discord, salary cap constraints, a roster that desperately needs balance, and a fan base hungry for the promise of a championship, not just for memories, but for the future. As a lifelong Lakers fan, I can't help but feel a knot in my stomach watching these pieces fall into place. The echoes of past championship runs remind me how quickly a dynasty can rise or unravel. So, I ask you, Lakers Nation, is this the dawn of a new empire sculpted by savvy trades and rekindled chemistry? Or is it the beginning of our unraveling, a team divided by doubts and unwilling to pay the price? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading every one. Listen up, Lakers Nation, because this isn't some casual playoff chatter you can scroll past. It's the crossroads of a legacy that's bleeding right before our eyes. Every franchise dreams of building dynasties on foundations of superstardom and headline-grabbing trades, but here we are, staring straight into the abyss where timing is a heartbeat away from heartbreak, where chemistry is as fragile as the trust stretched thin in the locker room, and one misstep can crush the last. Genuine chance to crown this team with glory. This isn't just about a trade. This isn't about stats or salary caps or clever front office maneuvers. This is about the soul of the Lakers, the bloodline of purple and gold, and the heavy crown that LeBron James is dragging behind him like a storm cloud. And make no mistake, LeBron's legacy isn't just inked in points or assists. It's living, breathing, fragile history that every moment this season could either burn brighter than ever or flicker into a sunset none of us want to witness. The pressure on Anthony Davis is suffocating his once indomitable presence, now shadowed by injuries, inconsistency, and mounting whispers that maybe, just maybe, the Lakers can't survive without a third wheel truly built for this moment. And don't get me started on the young blood Austin Reeves, who gave us flashes of hope, fighting like a warrior, but still proving every game that this team's future can't hinge on hope alone. Then there's Bronny, the narratives. Newest wild card. This isn't just LeBron's final Hollywood act, it's a generational saga. Yet, how does the organization balance nurturing the next chapter of the James dynasty while chasing elusive hardware this instant? Front office drama is swirling faster than a fast break layup. Jeannie Buss remains the lion-hearted steward of this ship, but the rumble of billionaire interest knocking down the doors, promising change, promising new direction, threatens the delicate equilibrium that's kept the Lakers' heart beating through blood, sweat, and tears for decades. Remember, the Showtime era? Magic Johnson's hustle under those bright Staples Center or now Crypto.com arena lights, where every pass was poetry and every dunk was a dagger in the defense's heart. This team needs that fire again, that unity, yet the fractures run deeper than the hardwood cracks under the weight of expectations. And if you think back to the glory days, the three-peat under Shaq and Kobe, that relentless will to dominate, or the redemptive glory forged in 2020's bubble, where this team showed the world what resilience really means after tragedy struck. With Kobe's passing, you know that the Lakers are no strangers to rising from the ashes. But right now, the stakes are as high as ever, and history shows what happens when those internal storms don't get weathered properly. The dynasty crumbles, the palace falls. Flip your gaze to the West, where warriors of chaos like Golden State watch, smirking, the reigning king untouched but nervously eyeing the cracks in their own dynasty. Denver lurks with an upstart star and Jokic ready to pounce. Phoenix's Booker and Durant poised to remix the power balance. And the Clippers, always the bridesmaids, hungry to crash the party once and for all. Will the Lakers seize this moment to disrupt the West's ruling order? Or will the upheaval inside L.A. just invite the vultures to feast? Picture it like this: a scrawny tower dangling over a raging river. Every trade deadline decision is a plank nailed into place. Positive or rotten, each move tilts the scale. What if the Lakers swing and miss on a 3-and-D wing, settling for a short-term patch that barely plugs the wounds? What if the front office dithers, debating pennies while the clock on LeBron's twilight ticks down? What if the chemistry never clicks, not on the floor, not off it, and the team fractures under the weight of ego and expectation? You can almost hear the echoes from the past, the pain of 2014's post-Kobe decline, the terrifying fall from grace that turned purple and gold into a mere flicker of their former giant self. That was a warning, a blueprint of what happens when a franchise's heart beats out of sync with its ambition. But what if the Lakers pull off a coup? What if they pry from the heat a Wiggins deal that actually fits the budget and the long-term plan? What if patience and pain fuse into purpose, giving a D the partner he needs, freeing Lebron from carrying more than his own load? Imagine a court where rugged defense meets the alley-oop machine, where every possession feels electrified, because this is a team hungry, angry, and united. Deep into the night during those clutch moments, if you close your eyes, maybe you can see it Staples alive with plexiglass-shattering thunder. Every Lakers roster spot firing together toward one objective, reclaiming their throne. But now, pull yourself back, because this isn't a wishful reverie. It's a juggling act with no safety net. The Lakers are walking a knife's edge, and every whispered trade rumor, every shot missed or made, every replay of a tense locker room exchange is a pulse in this story. One wrong decision could make this season the last we remember LeBron in purple and gold. The season the dynasty calls it quits, and the narrative shifts to rebuilding a marathon of hopes deferred, echoes of former glory fading, and that kills the soul of this franchise like nothing else. As a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming. Whether we wheel and deal or sit frozen in fear, this season will define not just a championship run, but the very heart and identity of our Lakers for years to come. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your rawest take below. Every true believer in purple and gold, will this be the rebirth of a dynasty or the last dance before the lights dim? No sugarcoating, no defenses, just straight truth, Lakers Nation. The future's burning, and we're the only ones who can write what happens next.